organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. Sign Source.
When it comes to providing the very finest in funeral services, there's one name that stands alone. At Radney's Funeral Home, we take pride in our reputation as one of the leading funeral homes in this part of Alabama. Since 1938, our name has stood for honesty, integrity, and quality. These are the principles that have made Radney's Funeral Home the #1 choice when you want the very finest in funeral service for your family. Radney's Funeral Home, the independent hometown funeral home serving Tallapoosa and surrounding counties.
Over the years, S&S Tire has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Sportz Blitz Live is on the air. News, scores, predictions. Sportz Blitz Live with your host, Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson, and Randy Lee. Call 800-782-0108. Auburn.
45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back.
Alabama.
38 pounds and 80 yards.
And the latest in high school sports.
Yes, he is. Touchdown.
It's Sportz Blitz Live now. Brought to you by S&S Discount Tire and JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
Hey, everybody. Good night. Welcome into Sportz Blitz Live. Luke Robinson here. Brett Pritchard will be along shortly, and for the life of me, here's hoping that the very beginning of Sportz Blitz, the introduction, now we can change from that kick six to some other highlight, because I've put up with that for 365 days this past season, and now maybe we'll get something new here pretty soon as our producer, Justin Clayton, walks in, a big Auburn fan, and says that will not change, unfortunately. But there is a lot of news out there. Of course, we'll talk all about the Iron Bowl. Want to get your calls about it. What went right? What went wrong? What happened to Auburn's defense? For that matter, what happened to Alabama's defense, giving up 44 points? There were a lot of strange things, as per usual, in the Iron Bowl. We will talk about that as much as you want to. We'll also talk a lot about the Super 7. It starts tomorrow. Hoover against Prattville in Jordan-Hare Stadium. What a way to kick off the high school championship season. with these two powerhouses going head-to-head in the first ever 7A championship game. Then you've got 3A, 1A, and 5A on Thursday, 4A, 2A, and 6A on Friday. It just never seems to stop. Huge news all over the state with UAB disbanding its football program. We'll have Cameron Blankenship on to talk about that. He is a current player for the UAB Blazers. We will have him on to discuss what is going on UAB's campus, why the decision now, what his thoughts are. I think I can go ahead and tell you he's not going to be a happy camper. Michigan let go of its coach today, Brady Hoke. Meanwhile, on the very same day, Rich Rodriguez, the former Michigan coach, wins the Coach of the Year in the Pac-12. So that's pretty interesting. Speaking of college football, the committee just released its top 4 rankings, and it was bizarre to say the least. Alabama's still number 1. That's no surprise. Oregon's still number 2. That's no surprise. Number 3, TCU. I think that caught a lot of people by surprise. And then number 4, Florida State. So your matchups in game 1 would be Alabama and Florida State in the Sugar Bowl and Oregon TCU in the Rose Bowl. Wow, 2 odd matchups, quite frankly. Who would have seen that coming? I think more people thought that TCU would be bumped in favor of Baylor or maybe even Ohio State instead of actually moving up a slot. This whole thing has gotten crazy. Of course, Alabama plays Missouri in the SEC championship game on Saturday. We can talk about that. Alabama's got a basketball game tonight. In case anybody out there was wondering about it, they play a pretty good South Florida team in Tuscaloosa at 8 o'clock on ESPNU. And Auburn's got a basketball game tomorrow. So lots of stuff is happening so quickly. But we want to get your phone calls. Please do give us a call. We would love to hear from you. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have Brett Pritchard out here with me, and we will talk about all these various subjects. We'll be back in just a minute with more Sportz Blitz Live.
On Tap is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com. Advanced Heating and Air is East Central Alabama's certified train comfort specialist. That means the pros at Advanced make you the focus with superior service on all brands, 24-hour availability, and in most cases, same-day response. Advanced Heating and Air is exclusive with Train Heating and Air products that deliver the longest reliability and great energy efficiency with an amazing 0% 60-month financing package on all new Train products. The best service contacts in the region, and all pricing is upfront so you have no surprises. Advanced Heating and Air, where your comfort is our #1 concern.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com, 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lake Martin Washington Details, 734 on Airport Drive here in Alexander City. Phone number 256-749-6351. Remember now, they do offer gift certificates. They can do just a regular wash or a complete detail. They go that extra mile, and of course they use quality Alabama Auto Magic products. They're family owned and operated. Again, give David a call. They'll be happy to pick up and deliver that vehicle right back to your job site too. The good folks there at Lake Martin Wash and Detail.
The communities of Auburn and Opelika are proud to be hosting the Alabama High School State Football Championships this December. Sponsored by the Auburn-Opelika Tourism Bureau, Auburn University Athletics, the cities of Auburn and Opelika, and Uncle Bob's Self-Storage. This year's Super 7 will be at beautiful Jordan-Hare Stadium, December 3rd through the 5th. Log on to aotourism.com/Super7 today to make hotel reservations, buy tickets to the games, and find out everything you need to know about the best high school football Alabama has to offer.
Over the years, S&S Tires has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Lake Winds Golf Course, the most affordable, quality round of golf in Central Alabama. Located right off Highway 280 on County Road 40 in Alexander City, Lake Winds Golf Course offers affordable memberships, an updated pro shop, junior golf program, annual tournaments, and weekly matches. Call for your tee time today, 256-825-9860. Lake Winds Golf Course.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson here with you till 9 o'clock, and we're glad that you have joined us here throughout the state of Alabama on Charter Channel 80. And again, Luke, tonight we'll have a guest on at 7:30. Cameron Blankenship, offensive lineman for the UAB Blazers. This has seemed to be the headline story the last couple of days here in the state of Alabama. A lot of fallout from it, a lot of people coming out and giving their take on it. The word officially came down the pipe today. So no more UAB football program from this point forward. And we'd love to hear from you. 1-800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. What's your take on it? Are you indifferent about it? You don't care? Are you upset about it? Are you glad they did away with it? What is your emotions regarding this? And, Luke, you brought up something on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup because we started that show with it because Cameron is from Alex City. And we've had, so UAB is a local program that touches a lot of communities in this state, and a lot of athletes have played at UAB. And so a lot of people watching the show tonight understand that, and they probably have the same emotion that we do for Cameron as they do for their players. So, that's where the fallout for us comes from, is that we feel badly for the kids involved.
Yeah, I think it's more about that for me. I mean, I feel for somebody like Cameron Blankenship, and not so much about the UAB program in general, because quite frankly, like I've said on here, and I know some UAB fans, there may be some watching, call in, tell us what the deal is or what your thoughts on the deal is. Because I don't think anybody really knows. Everybody's got their own speculation, but honestly, I mean, I think could it come down to just UAB was not financially viable?
Well, I think
could it come down to that, and everybody wants to find all this seamy underbelly, and it's not really there? Because let's be honest about this, okay? UAB wasn't drawing a lot of people, and it certainly wasn't drawing a lot of interest. And I don't mean to hurt any feelings. I don't mean to step on any toes. I think that's pretty clear. Now, how much of a chance were they given? Well, how much of a chance do they need? I mean, you kind of got to grassroots this thing, and it's been around since '95, and it never took a foothold.
Well, yeah, and I get that side. I told you I see both sides of this coin over on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup show, and I think the problem here, and I'm not saying that the Board of Trustees at Alabama owes anybody any kind of transparency. I guess they make a decision and keep it as hush as they want, but I think a lot of times openness helps matters. I mean, it diffuses potential, I guess not rallies or whatever it is that we want to call it, but it diffuses a lot of things. If they came out and said, and they may still do that, they may come out in the next week or so and say, here, you want me to tell you why we gave this a shot since '95? This is what we've put into it. Maybe we don't know how much they put into it. I don't know the dollar figure that's been put into it. Maybe you look at it and say, man, they didn't put much into it at all. They kind of left it to be what it is, and it never grew, and they never put any money into it and invested. And a lot of people may argue that, hey, if you don't put any attention to it and you don't put any monetary sources into it, how can you expect it to grow? I made this point on Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Legion Field is abysmal. It's falling apart. They've torn the upper decks down. That was the only option for UAB as far as a stadium. The lower bowl of Legion Field still seats about 55,000 to 60,000 people. if 20,000 show up at a game, and that would be the max number that you would get probably. But if 20,000 showed up to a game, look, it's still going to look empty. So it's hard to look, and I know you can make things what they are. You can say, we know programs inflate numbers. They can make it seem to be what it is or what it's not. But UAB was never given an opportunity to have that environment, that kind of undergrad environment where they had a small 25,000 seat stadium where when they had a good environment, they could have grown a program possibly with that kind of deal. But, it's the chicken or the egg syndrome. If you pour all this money into it, would it have helped people? Or if the vice versa, do you let the program try to grow and then you put money into it after it? So I don't know what the correct answer is.
Well, I think it's a shame that that is happening this year when they're bowl eligible. I think that's
the timing.
But
I agree.
Here's the thing. I have to believe the decision to cut this program was made much, much earlier. And it just so happened, oh my gosh, it happens at a time when they're going to end up being bowl eligible because probably nobody knew Bill Clark was going to be this good. And he's awesome. And so that's the timing is suspect. I get it. But if I were on the board of trustees, I'd never tell anybody anything. I wouldn't open up anything. Look, people have short memories. And especially in sports, you forget something happens, something big, something awful happens. Well, guess what? We remember about Michael Vick, let's say, but he's out there playing football. You know why? Because people just seem to forget about stuff like that. You quit being angry after a couple of days, and Michael Vick was 10 times the story this UAB story is. And Ray Rice is back on the open market now, and there's some people saying, hey, maybe he can help my team out. Remember just 2 months ago, we were all completely outraged and he got hit by a bus. Yeah. And now everybody's like, well, maybe he can help my team and move on and bygones be bygones. So that's why, look, if I were the board of trustees, I'd let all of this anger just subside. It's going to go away. It is. This is not like Alabama or Auburn dropping their programs. This is something totally different. And Brett, I'm showing you something. I know you guys can't see it out there on my computer screen. You can see one of the teams coming out here. If there are 1,000 people at this UAB game, I would be shocked. It may be a random game. It may be a terrible team, but still.
Here's the crowd for the Marshall game, and I'll show you that. And I can't show it. Maybe we can get Justin to pull up that picture. But there were 21,000 people now, and a lot of people say, well, that was because Marshall brought a big crowd. Well, you look on the other side, Marshall brought about half as many, but they nearly filled up from one goal line to the next on that side. So I don't know how many people that is, but they claim that was over 21,000 people. So it's a lot more than the crowd that I'm looking at on your.
Well, even if you average the two, which I think.
Well, they did average about 19,000 people this year. It's the highest they've averaged.
They say that, but we go back. Brett, as an Auburn basketball fan, I know as an Alabama basketball fan that they say sometimes,
it's inflated.
Hey, Coleman was full, and I was at the game, and it was half full.
Oh, I agree.
In the Beard Eves days, they'd say, hey, we had 9,000. No, you didn't. You had 600.
Yeah.
Because we saw it.
Yeah.
And so we see that all the time. Again, I'm not trying to be anti-UAB guy. I'm just trying to present the other side of this argument. All those people out there who are shaking their fists saying this is a travesty, this is all this. Where were you? Because frankly, you weren't going to the game.
There was a neat story, and I'm going to try to pull it up from an Auburn fan who went to UAB, and he decided to go to the UAB game and take it in, and I thought his perspective was outstanding. He said, and just some snippets from the article, I believe it was in the Birmingham News, said that, he didn't see the free ticket booth outside. He didn't see gobs of tickets being handed out. He didn't see a lot of the things, the fallacies that we've heard, because, things can get rolling downhill and you can hear a bunch of stuff and you go, well, obviously that's the truth because that's what I heard. He said he went there to see it for himself, and he didn't see any of the stuff that he was hearing. So
did he see the crowd, though?
Yeah, he did, and he said the crowd was a lot larger than he thought it was. He said, so.
What do you think it was going to be?
He was anticipating it was going to be 5,000 people, and he said it was way more than that. So, I'm just putting in perspective of a guy that went. I didn't go. So, and I don't think, he says, I'm an Auburn fan. So he said, I don't have a dog in the fight. He said, I wanted to see It was kind of like an experiment. He said, I wanted to see it for myself. We'll see if we can pull the article and get some of the stuff out of there. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. The answer has been made is that there's no more UAB football. So why do you close things? Why do you do them? You do them from a business standpoint. Obviously, the Alabama Board of Trustees doesn't think it's viable, but there's a lot of people out there that feel like there's more to it than that. I can't honestly say that. They feel like, hey, look, it never was given a fair shot, never was given the right opportunity, and I can't honestly say if it was or weren't.
I'm curious for the conspiracy theorist, and maybe you're right. I haven't really just gone head first into this thing. But for the conspiracy theorist, why? Why would Alabama, the Board of Trustees, why would anybody want to take UAB out? I saw a post on a message board that said, well, Alabama's university is scared that it's going to be what happened at Texas. First of all, what did happen at Texas? I mean, they're still a pretty powerful university. Second, they said that they're worried about UAB becoming a Baylor there's no chance. There's just no chance of that. And if it was, it's so far in the future that, we can't even see it. So, again, I'm just curious. Is it that people think that maybe some of the Board of Trustees hold a grudge about Gene Bartow and his feelings about Alabama, for which he later apologized?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. Somebody holding a grudge that long. For something like that, I can't imagine
well,
that.
The grudge was that he wrote and got Alabama, tried to get them in trouble.
Tried his best.
Yeah, tried his best. So, it may be. Paul Bryant Jr. may say, look,
it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I do, but I know a lot of people out there that harbor bad feelings for they never decide to let things go. So, it's a possibility. Jerome, you're on Sportz Blitz.
Hey, guys, I'm doing all right. I was going to comment on that on UAB because, it ain't the first time that, they had something drop up there. But they didn't have a couple of other leagues that come through Birmingham, and a lot of times they wasn't supporting them, and they were losing money, and that's one reason they dropped, like the pro team or something like that. And what was that other they had that they, a lot of people wouldn't get in behind them. And again, like you said, it takes money sometimes to run. Now with that,
not just sometimes.
Here with all the sports thing about just football.
No. They're just getting rid of football. And, well, there are two other sports, maybe bowling and rowing or something, racquetball. Yeah. And, I feel bad for those kids, too. And, Jerome, this is different because you were talking about not supporting. First of all, I would disagree with you. I think people supported the Stallions. I think people supported the Birmingham Fire. There was actually some support there. And, really, that was more trouble with the leagues as a whole. The UAB is a little bit different animal, and people keep pointing at South Alabama. Well, look, they're making it. I say Mobile is like its own little state anyway. It's its own entity. It's different. Birmingham is an Alabama city first and an Auburn city second. I don't think anybody's going to differ with me on that. And UAB's way on down the list.
A lot of times I look for UAB and maybe Troy. I try to pull for them, because they're part of Alabama. And I watched them play the other night, and they looked like they were looking good. And but things happen, like you said. Well, maybe a few months from now, we're gonna know different. The guys up there that play, and are they gonna be able to go somewhere? I'm gonna hang up and listen. And I know Cameron's coming on, but anyway, I just want to say, hey, Tuscaloosa, the tire road, didn't it, man?
Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Jerome. We got to go to break. When we come back, we'll have a quick segment, and then we'll have Cameron on at 7:30. Stay tuned. More Sportz Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Tire right after this.
Which hotel is the best value?
Which one do you think I should buy?
Buying a car is a big thing. They cost a lot and you own it for years. You need to compare Hyundai of Auburn for your peace of mind. Discounts, cashback, got them at Hyundai of Auburn, and America's best warranty. Plus, we just received Hyundai's President's Award with the second highest customer satisfaction among like dealerships in the entire country. So if being treated right is important, we'll see you soon. Hyundai of Auburn, you owe it to yourself.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Don't you know there's no clean like Peaches and Clean?
Wow, your carpets look fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Peaches and Clean.
They look new again.
They also clean my kitchen tile.
Simply amazing. I'm calling Peaches and Clean today.
Just call 502-5326. Oh yeah, they have an area rug cleaning facility too.
Peaches and Clean is now expanded to the Alexander City Lake Martin Market. Give them a call at 334-502-5326.
Call us up at Peaches and Clean.
Let me be all-time quarterback. Okay. Whoa! Calvin Johnson!
What's up, guys?
Is that the new game day filet sandwich?
Sure is.
You want to throw the ball around?
Sure, why not? Oh, yeah. Gotta love a trick play.
Introducing the new Game Day Filet Sandwich Meal. A crispy chicken breast filet with just the right amount of kick on a lightly toasted bun. Served with crinkle fries and a small Coca-Cola Freestyle drink. Only at Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due, it's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band, she needs a trombone. Good golly molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm, he needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
Tallapoosa Ford on Highway 280 in Alex City has delivered new Fords for 35 years. Need fuel efficiency with style? See the best selection of 13 Ford Fusions delivering 38 MPG in a new stylish package. Check out the Hybrid C Max crossover now on the lot, offering roomy comfort with an amazing 47 MPG, rating highway and city.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to welcome you to our dealership and experience our low-pressure sales. With non-commissioned salespeople, our sales force is here to serve you.
Visit Tallapoosa Ford, Highway 280, Alex City. If we don't have it, we'll get it, guaranteed.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. We'll have a few minutes in this segment, Luke, here in a high school segment. Then we'll dive off into the UAB situation with Cameron Blankenship, offensive lineman at UAB, and get his take on what happened today.
Let me throw in something here really quickly, something I've noticed. You know, I've always said Auburn is the master of distraction. They lose the Iron Bowl. We have to put up with a kick six for 365 days, nothing but highlights on ESPN, Sports Blitz, everywhere. Then Alabama
Y'all did it to yourself.
But hang on, Alabama puts up a double nickel on Auburn, has an incredible comeback. And all we get to hear now is Auburn's new defensive coordinator and UAB Cans their football program. And we haven't even talked about the Iron Bowl yet.
Red Elephant Club doesn't have near the pull it used to have.
Man, we used to be able to do everything. Now we can't do nothing.
Well, we will get to the Iron Bowl. We've got 2 hours, so I promise we will definitely dive into that and talk about what happened Saturday night as Alabama does move on to play for another SEC championship against the opponent Auburn had last year in Missouri. So twice, if you were walking out of the stadium last year and you said, who's got the greater shot at going back to Atlanta, Auburn or Missouri, I don't think anybody would have said Missouri, would they?
There is no question. And I'll tell you, Missouri, you talk about just the luck of the draw. Missouri's won so many games and against bad opponents.
Yeah.
It's luck of the draw. I mean, I'm not discounting them. I mean, they still won the games. But
they did lose to Indiana.
To have the draw they had from the West the last couple of years and to have just the things fall their way, I mean, because I don't think anybody out there would say Georgia's not better than. I don't care if Georgia did just lose Georgia Tech, which was kind of made me laugh.
Sure
a little
did.
bit.
I laughed a lot. I didn't laugh just a little bit. But we've got Super 7 coming up. We're going to talk about that for sure. And we just got so much that we need to get to tonight. We'll go to our players of the week before we take a break here,
Okay.
Luke. And again, we want to thank our sponsors on the player of the week. And I'll let you start first with the AHSA Radio Network Player of the Week.
Radio Network Player of the Week, brought to you by Russell Building Supply and Russell Do-It Center, was Shardarian Johnson, who scored more than half of T.R. Miller's points as the Tigers defeated Excel 58-47. Johnson scored 32 points and had 8 rebounds for the Tigers.
Let's go to the Lee County Player of the Week, sponsored by Hometown Lenders, Wesley Wilkerson. Give them a call, 334-718-0280, Hometown Lenders there for all your lending needs. Lee County Player of the Week, Antonio Brown, forward for Beulah. The 6'1" senior forward helped the Bobcats defeat Wadley 60-20 and improved their record to 3-1 overall. Congratulations to Antonio Brown.
The Lake Martin Area Player of the Week, brought to you by Lee Marketing Group, is Tamarcus Moore from Dadeville. He led Dadeville with 14 points as the Tigers defeated Central Coosa 58-56. It's never easy beating Central Coosa.
No doubt about it. And finally, the Montgomery Area Player of the Week, Ruth Talisa Anderson and Cruise Planners, the sponsor of the Montgomery Area Player of the Week. For all your cruise needs, all your vacation needs, give them a call today. Jamarius Henderson, the running back for Dale County, he has made his appearance numerous times on this show as the AHSA Player of the Week statewide. The running back from Dale County broke an AHSA record with his 44-carry, 393-yard, 2-touchdown effort in the Warriors' 32-28 win over Gordo in the Class 3A semifinals. He also broke the all-time total rushing yards record, Luke, with over 3,000 yards on this season. That is unbelievable.
It really is. I mean, this is a kid that you don't hear a lot about in recruiting circles, and I don't understand it.
Why not?
Because I can't wait to see him play. I mean, I can't wait to go there. We don't, obviously, I do work with the HSA scoreboard show, but I don't get to see all these games.
Sure.
You call BRHS games, and so you get to see a lot of their games, whoever they're playing.
That's right.
But we don't get to see all these kids play all the time. But then, and there's sometimes that a kid may have a big-time stats, and then you see his scout profile, and you say, okay, I can see where he's a little, maybe a little light. Maybe he's not, doesn't have the build for Division I football or something. This guy looks like he could play Division I football to me.
He doesn't look small, and he'll be on one side of the field in the 3A championship game. Kerryon Johnson and Malik Miller will be on the other side. I mean, you want to talk about a trio of outstanding
a lot of good
running backs, and that's in the 3A championship game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and that will be Thursday afternoon. So we're looking forward to that game. So we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll have Cameron Blankenship on, UAB football player right here in the Lake Martin area. We'll get his take on the announcement today to shut down UAB football. So stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes CertaPro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latched.
We work from a personalized written certainty pledge.
CertaPro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and our home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers.
Schedule your free estimate at columbus-auburn.certapro.com.
I'm attorney Dane Sharp. If you've been injured in an auto accident, don't choose an attorney simply because they have flashy television commercials and tons of billboards. Call a local attorney who can give your case the personal attention it needs and deserves. For over 20 years, I've handled hundreds of auto accidents, and I take pride in the personal service we provide and the results we obtain for our clients. So if you've been injured, give me a call today and put our team to work for you.
Don't let pests take your house or business over. Wave the red flag. Red Flag Pest, owned and operated by Scott Davis on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, is licensed, insured, and bonded, and serves the Lake Martin area, specializing in lake homes, residential property, and industrial property. Call for a free inspection today, 256-825-0430, and visit us online at redflagpestcontrol.com. Red Flag Pest Control, when the problem has to stop, guaranteed.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
Hello, I'm Russell Building Supply.
And I'm the big box store.
Box, I don't mean to cut you short, but I've got a delivery to make.
A delivery?
Yeah, Russell delivers anywhere in the local area for free, usually on the same day, and that's on top of our low price guarantee.
Really? Free? Are you kidding me?
No, and if you prefer to pick the order up yourself, we'll load it for free.
And on the same day?
Yeah, we're really good at working on short lead times. How about you?
Yeah, I'm short.
Serving Lake Martin and Central Alabama.
Caldwell Electronics, your local Radio Shack dealer, has all the latest technology that Santa is looking for. iPads and tablet PCs are the newest technologies available for dads. Moms can't resist the latest iPod Touch, GPS, and e-readers. For the teens, we have the latest in prepaid phones with BlackBerries and Android-powered touchscreen HTCs. With the area's largest RC car and helicopter collection, we are sure to have what your son or daughter is asking for. That's Caldwell Electronics, your local Radio Shack dealer at 988 Cherokee Road, Alexander City.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill SNS. Discount Tire, Brett Pritchard and Luke Robinson with you for another hour and a half tonight. We'll take your calls in the next segment, but this time we want to go to the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law Hotline and welcome in a good friend of ours. Been on this show numerous times, UAB football player Cameron Blankenship. Cameron, thanks so much for taking some time this afternoon and tonight to be on our program.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Well, it's not the best of circumstances that we have you on tonight. The other times been a lot more enjoyable. That we hear the terrible news of UAB football shutting down today. It was something that we'd feared for a while. We'd heard speculation, we'd heard rumors, maybe for several years. Something that you guys have had to live with, and something, frankly, that you've been able to turn off and focus on playing football in a great year for y'all. Let's first start there. 6-6 season. You guys accomplished something that the other teams at UAB's never been able to do. You get to a bowl game or a potential bowl invite. Bill Clark in his first year, I feel like, has done a tremendous job. He is a story across the country and what he's been able to do with you guys. And just kind of recap the year real quick, Cameron.
Well, I think everybody counted us out at the beginning of the year, leading into the year. Everybody expected just another mediocre UAB team like there has been in the past. And coming in, Coach Clark told us, he said, nobody's going to believe in you outside of this program, outside of this fan base. But, there's only one thing we can do, and that's just show people. And started the year, beating Troy 48-10. It's always good to beat them, and just kind of moved on through the season. Lost a couple heartbreakers there, won a few, close games. I thought our level of play definitely went up from last year to this year, and probably 1st of November we started hearing rumors about, if they were going to shut us down or not, and we were convinced that they were rumors. I know I told people not to worry about it. This was just going to pass, and slowly but surely we started getting more news about it and more news about it, and it was really hard for us to stay focused on football, hearing everything outside. And but Coach Clark told us, he said, believe in yourself. We're here. We're not going anywhere. We've got to do what we can control. And we went out, had a 6-6 season, probably lost a few games that we should have won, just for lack thereof, and really just had a great season. The team, I feel like the team definitely came more together this year than any other year that I've been here. Coach Clark, this was a true family. I have 105 brothers that I go to war with every day, and now it's all been taken away from me. So,
Cameron, I know it's a difficult day for you. What stage are you in right now? Are you disbelief? Are you grieving? Are you angry? And if so, where are you directing most of that, or where is the team directing most of that anger?
I think we're pretty much just in probably all three. I know a lot of people are still in disbelief that it happened, and a lot of people are angry. But at the same time, that we know that this is our fate. We've got to accept it. Nobody wanted to see it happen, and especially us. But and we're losing so many close relationships. But at the same time, there's always something good's got to come out of it. Everything happens for a reason. I believe that, and we're just gonna take it day by day and just see what happens next.
Cameron, and we've got Cameron Blankenship, offensive lineman for the UAB Blazers, on the phone with us here on the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law hotline. Cameron, what drove the bus on this decision? What were you guys told? Because there's so much speculation out there. Luke and I have talked about things, and we don't have any factual backing to any of it really, but all we've heard is hearsay. What have you guys been told by the administration? Has the administration told you guys anything, for that matter, on what drove the bus on this decision?
We had a meeting with Coach Clark and President Watts today at 2 o'clock, and he kept going back to the number figures, the dollar signs, that everything didn't seem to add up. But Justin Kraft, who I know y'all had on the show a couple weeks back, he called him out on it, and about the money situation. So many people have pledged money to us. So many people have, wanting to give millions of dollars to us, and to cover, the debts that would cost for football. And ultimately, he said President Watts says it's a numbers thing, but I know a lot of other people believe otherwise. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to say what I believe, just because I'm sure there's some people listening that probably wouldn't want to hear what I'd say about it, and I'm not going to say it, but it's just a real bad situation for us all. He didn't really give us a straight answer as far as just besides the numbers. When we asked questions, he reverted back to, that we didn't know what we were talking about, and just kind of slapped in the face to us. So we were all really disappointed, and there were a lot of tears shed, and a lot of things that it's just a bad situation.
Cameron, again, I know how difficult this must be for you, and no matter how people feel about UAB as a program, if they knew you and knew some of the other kids involved with the football team, I think that they would certainly have a lot of empathy towards you right now. And I know this may not be the easiest thing for you to talk about in terms of, have you guys decided on a bowl game? I know as of the beginning of this show that there hadn't been a decision made. The last I'd heard, you guys were going to have a team vote about whether or not you wanted to go to a bowl game. And secondly, can you talk a little bit about the possibility of transfers for you guys? Are you immediately eligible at other places, and will you look at other places?
Well, as far as the bowl game goes, that opportunity is still there. We're not, in a couple of scenarios, has to work out this weekend for us to be put in one. They told us, but I forgot what they are. But obviously, it's mixed emotions as far as going to a bowl because, you know, you want to stick it to the president, you want to stick it to the board of trustees, but at the same time, you know, just trying to move on and, you know, just start the healing process. I do plan to transfer. It being my senior season next year, I do want to play. They told us today that we'll be immediately eligible to play next year right away. So I do plan to transfer. I'm not sure where yet. I'm still weighing my options. But it's something that I feel like football's been a big part of my life for so long, and for me to sit out my final year, I don't think I could live with myself for the rest of my life.
Well, Cameron, I think everybody can understand that feeling. I really do. You know, first of all, not many of us even have the opportunity to go on and play college football, and when you do, and you've given your heart and soul to that program, to have it taken away from you heading into your senior year, I know that's a tough pill to swallow. But as you said earlier, and I believe the same thing that you believe, that things happen for a reason, that God has paths for all of us, and I know you personally, so I know wherever it is that you land, that you'll move on to be successful. But I know a big part of you will be left behind with this UAB program. So Cameron, again, it's a tough night. You know, here, you know, I didn't go to UAB, Luke didn't go to UAB, but we feel for you. We feel for the program. We feel for the situation, and this, it's never easy. You know, I don't think it's easy on anybody. I do think it is very informative, I guess is the word I'm looking for, that you mentioned that Justin was there today at that meeting, and he came up with some figures to discredit what the president said, and maybe there was more to it out there, and a lot of people feel that way. I'm not saying that we do or whoever, but there's a lot of people out there that feel like there's more to it than just what is being told to you guys and all. But hopefully over the next week or so, or maybe month or so, we get some more hard facts on this situation. But for now, our thoughts and prayers go out to all you guys, and we appreciate you taking time out to be on this program, and good luck wherever you land, Cameron.
Thank you, and I just want to say I appreciate all y'all's support, and I know that everybody back home, you know, they've been rooting for me since I got here, and I just really want to send just a big thank you out to everybody listening tonight that cares about me and cares about my well-being, and I really appreciate all y'all.
Cameron,
Thank you, Cameron.
We appreciate it, Cameron. Have a good night, okay?
Yes, sir, you too.
Thank you so much. It's Cameron Blankenship.
You can't do anything but just feel terrible. And again,
you know, if that were my kid, and you know,
I'd be sick.
You know, it doesn't matter. Look, take these two helmets off the table. It doesn't matter. We know what the programs are in this state. We know that Alabama and Auburn are the two prominent programs in the state that get the media attention. They have the biggest programs. So what? There's a lot of people out there that care about Troy. There's a lot of people out there that care about South Alabama. If my son goes on and plays football and he gets offered at UNA and it's his will that he wants to play college football at University of North Alabama, I've never been a UNA fan, Luke, but all of a sudden I'll be a UNA fan. You know, there's a lot of Alabama and Auburn fans that pull for UAB because they have a child or they have a family member, some tie to that, Justin Kraft being one of them. I mean, you know, your life takes different turns and directions, so I mean, it's hard not to feel bad for them.
It's a shame. In the end, it may be a necessity. Financially, it just may be a necessity, and it's terrible in the sense that we know a guy like Cameron Blankenship. We know what kind of character kid he is. But here's the thing. If you do have faith and you do believe in things, see, I'm not worried about Cameron Blankenship. I hurt for him right now, but I'm not worried about that guy. That guy's going to be successful if he goes wherever. If he transfers, doesn't matter.
Somebody will be getting a good football player.
Somebody's getting a heck of a football player. So, but there's some other kids that may not be able to transfer.
That's right.
And again, it's a shame. But, Brett, we've seen high school teams have to give up the sport. It's a part of it. Sometimes you take a chance, and if, you know, again, I go back to, I tell you what, I'll save anything else for later. It's not the time.
All right, sounds good. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Sperlin Recycling is an Alabama-based recycling company specializing in the recycling of metal, aluminum, copper, ferrous, and non-ferrous waste. Sperlin Recycling is available for all your commercial recycling needs, including demolition, on-site scrap removal, and roll-off services. Sperlin Recycling is a family-owned corporation with several generations of experience. Call us today at 256-234-0903 and visit us online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
When you're on Lake Martin and looking for your own boat, it pays to know what the locals know. Alex City Marine in Alex City and the all-new Alex City Marine South on Highway 63 across from the Mini Mall is Lake Martin's premier Landau pontoon boat dealer and the area's authorized Suzuki, Honda, and Mercury outboard dealer. Alex City Marine has the industry's best brands, and they back it up with the industry's best boat repair with marine-certified specialists that get it done right. Whether summerization or a full overhaul, Alex City Marine has you covered on both ends of the lake. Know what the locals know. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin's complete sales and service center with 2 locations to serve you.
JR Sports Bar and Grill. Mondays, all you can eat fingers, $13.25. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, all you can eat wings, $12.25. Every day, kids in uniforms eat for $1.99. Alabama Street in Alexander City and Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
For over 60 years, East Central Alabama has relied on Jackson Refrigeration for installation and service on all brands, including Rheem, Goodman, and York. Now we've expanded into A1 Four Seasons Heating and Air, a division of Jackson Refrigeration. We still make your comfort our priority and expect our staff to be the most experienced, dedicated, and trained to give you the highest quality of sales and service. When choosing your heating and air company, choose our family of professionals. The all-new A1 Four Seasons Heating and Air, the all-new division of Jackson Refrigeration.
When it comes to providing the very finest in funeral services, there's one name that stands alone. At Radney's Funeral Home, we take pride in our reputation as one of the leading funeral homes in this part of Alabama. Since 1938, our name has stood for honesty, integrity, and quality. These are the principles that have made Radney's Funeral Home the #1 choice when you want the very finest in funeral service for your family. Radney's Funeral Home, the independent hometown funeral home serving Tallapoosa and surrounding counties.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson here with you. Got the Bama Blitz coming up next segment, and then the Auburn Blitz after that. And then we got some great interviews that we have for you. 7A and 6A coaches that we're able to get this past weekend at the AHSA offices the Super 7, which will be this coming up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Let me just say this. If you have not made plans to be at Jordan-Hare Stadium at any point in time the next 3 days, you're missing out. The event is spectacular all the way around, whether it's in Tuscaloosa, whether it's in Auburn, the HSAA, the Night Edie group now that's the event management group over this. Luke, they have come in guns a-blazing and really have done some really neat things. The new logos they put out, I'm excited about going over this year.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Look, it's always a lot of fun, but if you haven't been, just trust me, just take a day and go over there. You take days to go shopping, and you really don't need a day. You can do all that online. You can't do all this online. I guess you could listen to us online.
Yeah, you can listen to us.
But you need to come to the game and then get your earphones and listen to
That's exactly right, and a lot of affiliates throughout the state of Alabama, AL.com, will be carrying our broadcast. Randy and I will be calling that Hoover-Prattville game to start things off tomorrow night at Jordan Harris. I just can't believe it. I mean, it's just hard now that I'm sitting here saying it's really just sunk in that it's the championship game starting tomorrow. And I don't know where this season went.
And then the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game the next week. That's what's even crazier. And then football's done. And we got signing day, and I mean, I look forward to that as much as anybody. But I mean,
the years just keep going by faster.
They do. They really do. And I mean, but look. Let's go back to the Iron Bowl for a second, Brett. What was your biggest takeaway from that game?
Biggest takeaway, first of all, I thought we started the game horribly. I thought Alabama started the game horribly. You kicked the ball out of bounds. I thought at that point that was a great start for us, and then we throw a little swing pass out to Rock Thomas, and
Why did he start?
That there's a lot of things that you question, and trying to change things up, and maybe he's a little bit more of a speedy slasher type back, trying to get him out in the open field to make a play, and he just had a brain lapse. He dropped the ball and didn't go after it. Alabama recovered it. Frankly, I'm surprised Alabama didn't scoop it up and run it in. I was really shocked with that because as soon as he dropped it, I knew it was a fumble. I said, that was a backwards pass. And they never blew the whistle, and Alabama fell on it, and Alabama goes right down and scores a touchdown.
It's funny that Auburn turned it over on their first play of the game. Alabama turned the ball over on, I think, the second play of the second half.
They did.
So they both just changed. And Alabama did something so uncharacteristic in terms of that bloop kick. I thought also, and again, I'm not a blame the officials guy, but I've seen so many missed calls for everybody. I mean, look, for everybody in the Iron Bowl, there were some missed calls against Alabama, there's no doubt. The simultaneous catch thing, they flat didn't know the rule. I mean, you go back and look at the rule now, that should have been an interception. And it turned out, I think Auburn ended up getting a field goal, so be it. But and Alabama won, so it's not a big deal. But there were just calls like that all littered throughout the game. And I'm talking about for both sides. I mean, there were missed holds for Alabama. I know Sean Coleman didn't get a hold called on him. That may be the first game all year he didn't get a hold called on him.
Well,
so, I mean, it's the officials in the SEC have been so bad. I go back to the Texas A&M game on Thanksgiving night where Kyle Allen knew that a guy was in the neutral zone, so he throws it up, which is what you're coached to do, and they didn't call it. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's been a horrible year.
I don't want to be I don't ever want to be blame the game on the officials guy. I just think that's a
But
bad
when it
route
starts to be this bad and it starts to affect the outcome of games, you can argue whether I saw Cameron Artis-Payne with the ball in his hands. You could see it. And, I know in a pile
against A&M, you mean?
Against A&M. But the call didn't go Auburn's way. And the guy that was standing outside the pile that was leaned over, reaching in, ended up with the football. They give look, it's been horrible all year for everybody. You can go back to the Mississippi State game. Auburn had some momentum. They called the worst offensive pass interference call I've ever seen on Sammy Coates. It swung the momentum back in Mississippi State's favor. I'm not saying Auburn would have won the game, but it killed momentum. Another call against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. You were talking about the simultaneous possession you felt like went against Alabama. Well, Auburn, after being down 12 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I was kind of like, well, it's over. I think Alabama. Auburn hits Sammy Coates again on a huge pass, gets down inside the 30-yard line. We move it down to 15. And they were going with a fade pattern to Duke Williams. He gets mugged. They call the ball uncatchable, but you can't mug a guy. And so they don't throw the flag. Duke just finally looks at the official like, did you see what happened?
Well, yeah, I thought if anything, they could have called holding there.
Yeah.
But it was an uncatchable ball, so that's the only thing I think you could have called. And so if you didn't think he was holding, I kind of get that one. But, I mean, again, and not to – I mean, I know you're coming from Auburn's perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Mississippi State game where Auburn had a legal formation and 12 guys on the field, I mean, the Mississippi game, that's kind of hard to miss. And the officials
missed a lot of them
so
for
it's
everybody.
been a bad year for officials on every side, every which way. But I just thought it was interesting that, more funky things happen in this Iron Bowl. I'll tell you something else that just struck me. Everybody's really getting on to Ellis Johnson. They should have. I mean, the defense hadn't been good. It hadn't been good for 2 years.
Let me tell you
it
my
wasn't good
take.
last year. But I'll tell you, some of this has to go on Gus Malzahn at some point because his clock management was abysmal at the end of both halves.
I agree with that.
And somebody brought up a great point that Alabama was doing pretty well against the hurry-up, no-huddle. Everybody says they have such a trouble with it. It was more when Auburn took its time and got its right play in that Alabama had the problem. Yeah. And when he got close to the goal line or in the red zone, he was doing some more of that hurry-up, and it wasn't working, just flat wasn't working. And he decided he wouldn't change.
You run out of space down there, too. And, to me, you take your time when you get in the red zone, but you look at the way that game unfolded, and this is what I take out of that game. We were up 12, and, we had a shot to go up 19 and ended up kicking a field goal and went up 15. But the bottom line is that Alabama fought their way back. They ended up going up by 12. We all knew Amari Cooper was good. You guys knew Duke Williams and Sammy Coates were good. I don't think any of the three receivers were really covered all night long. I think that Duke Williams made some pretty acrobatic catches on some good defenders for Alabama in the middle of the field, but came away with the ball. Auburn didn't even check Amari Cooper coming off the line of scrimmage. You let the best receiver in college football release untouched? What do you expect? I mean, what do you expect the result to be? It was horrible defense. It was absolutely horrendous defense. When you rack up 650 yards almost of total offense against a team that's one of the better defenses in the country, and you lose by double digits, you need to be gone. You don't need to be on the bus going back to Auburn with the team.
Yeah, and I get that. And I've been saying Ellis Johnson should be fired in the middle of I say he never should have been hired. Exactly. I mean, he was over at Southern Miss. Having said that, that defense did also get 3 turnovers, and they were all turnovers that
because
were
I think Blake
big.
Sims made such horrible throws.
He did make some.
Had any choice but to pick it off.
Okay, and I get that. Okay, all that's true. But then, so you set your offense up pretty well, and the offense didn't capitalize.
They kicked field goals.
And so I'm telling you that it's not all on Ellis Johnson. This is more of it.
It's not.
And I got something that I found online here, and I want to talk about it everybody says, well, if Muschamp comes in, this will all change. It doesn't work that way. When you're Gus Malzahn and you have installed a mentality of fast break, keep it going, the defense kind of gets used to that too. How many times have you ever seen a defense give up no points and the offense always score 55? It just doesn't happen that way. I mean, and that's not the way it's been under Gus Malzahn ever.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Bama Blitz part of the show coming your way, and then Auburn Blitz following. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Arctic Air and Heat, located in Jackson Gap on Highway 280. Mr. Darryl Kazai invites you to call him. Now, folks, the cold weather's coming. That's a fact. Now, he is your rain dealer. That's RHEEM. His number is 256-794-4341. That's Darryl Kazai. Ask him about central heating and air. Central heating and air. That's 256-794-4341. Kazaya. Darryl Kazaya.
Over the years, SNS Tire has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. SNS Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at SNS offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, SNS offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Alex City or at South Street in Dadeville. At SNS Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Sperlin Recycling is an Alabama-based recycling company specializing in the recycling of metal, aluminum, copper, ferrous, and non-ferrous waste. Sperlin Recycling is available for all your commercial recycling needs, including demolition, on-site scrap removal, and roll-off services. Sperlin Recycling is a family-owned corporation with several generations of experience. Call us today at 256-234-0903 and visit us online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
At Brown
Home Nursing Home, you'll find quality care and comfortable living. We take great pride in our rehabilitation services, including short-term rehabilitation. We offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy, as well as skilled nursing care. Brown is located on Washington Street in Alexander City. For more information, contact Cecily Lee, the administrator, at 256-329-9061.
Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Karen Chanel. I specialize in helping families and individuals like yourself in the Alexander City and Lake Martin communities. With over 20 years experience with State Farm and a dynamic team of licensed professionals, I am committed to helping you manage the risk of everyday life. And we not only consider it an honor, but a privilege to assist you in meeting your insurance and financial services needs. I sincerely look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Bama Blitz, brought to you by Bradbury Medical Center, offering durable medical equipment, including wheelchairs, oxygen, hospital beds, and more. 256-215-8654.
Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live in the Bradbury Medical Center Alabama Blitz. Could talk about a lot of different things tonight, but instead, because Alabama Maximum will only have Amari Cooper for 3 more games, and in my opinion, he's the best wide receiver in Alabama history. He's only about 450 yards from being the most prolific wide receiver in SEC history, and that is playing only 3 seasons. I'm going to give you some Amari Cooper highlights. At least I hope I am. I'm not sure what Justin Clayton has put together, but he's put together something for us. And being as prepared as we are at Sportz Blitz, I'm watching it for the first time just like you are. And none of this so far has anything to do with Amari Cooper, but that's okay, because I'm going to still talk about Amari Cooper, because if there has ever been a shoe-in for an award, Amari Cooper is a shoe-in for the Blitnikoff Award, in my opinion. In my opinion, again, which means nothing, he is far and away the best player in the country. Love Marcus Mariota. He's great as we see an Auburn kicker kick a field goal. Again, Justin Clayton, our producer, surprising me every single time. Finally, we get to an Amari Cooper highlight. There's one right there. That pass is practically unstoppable. That's the one time Auburn actually played some defense on him, kind of, sort of. There was one thing that I noticed about this game, about Cooper, is that more often than not, he doesn't necessarily beat you with his fabulous catches, although he's had one in particular I remember against Georgia when he was a freshman in 2012 in the SEC title game. He doesn't have so many snags like Duke Williams had in this game in the Iron Bowl, but he beats you before the ball is ever released. His route running is absolutely phenomenal. We have a guy named Kyle Odell who is a scout for the San Francisco 49ers on our Talking Tuscaloosa podcast. You can check it out at Talking Tuscaloosa. And he talks about Amari Cooper and his route running and says it's some of the best he's ever seen. It's absolutely incredible. He runs like a professional athlete already. He doesn't have the frame that Julio Jones has, as for some reason the sound effects from the game are still going on behind me, even though there is no video of that. Once again, Justin, I want to thank you for all your help here as we see Sammy Coates go for a touchdown. This segment hadn't gone exactly as I planned. However, I'll go back to Amari Cooper again, just like Blake Sims should every single time this Saturday and however long Alabama continues to play. He's the best player on the field every single Saturday. Get him the ball every single time. That's the only thing I can say about it, is we didn't see any of his huge catches in the Iron Bowl, but I will be sure to thank Justin Clayton as we go to break. I want to thank everybody for joining us for the Bradbury Medical Center Alabama Blitz. We'll be back in just a minute.
Cooper's wide open. Touchdown, Alabama. As Cooper breaks wide open, Jess.
Yeah, he was never redirected outside by Jonathan Minksy. He got one-on-one with the safety, Jonathan Ford, and a double move spun him right around.
Lee
Marketing Group is proud to announce their recent alliance with Baker Street Advertising based in Opelika, Alabama. Now more than ever, it's important to develop a marketing plan that creates a compelling message, deploys that message, and analyzes metrics to optimize performance. LMG Baker strengthens our mission to help businesses market to their potential. Contact Randy Lee Jr. 256-750-5951 or visit our website, leemarketing.net.
When you're on Lake Martin and looking for your own boat, it pays to know what the locals know. Alex City Marine in Alex City and the all-new Alex City Marine South on Highway 63 across from the Mini Mall is Lake Martin's premier Landau pontoon boat dealer and the area's authorized Suzuki, Honda, and Mercury outboard dealer. Alex City Marine has the industry's best brands, and they back it up with the industry's best boat repair with marine-certified specialists that get it done right. Whether summerization or a full overhaul, Alex City Marine has you covered on both ends of the lake. Know what the locals know. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin's complete sales and service center with 2 locations to serve you.
When it comes to providing the very finest in funeral services, there's one name that stands alone. At Radney's Funeral Home, we take pride in our reputation as one of the leading funeral homes in this part of Alabama. Since 1938, our name has stood for honesty, integrity, and quality. These are the principles that have made Radney's Funeral Home the #1 choice when you want the very finest in funeral service for your family. Radney's Funeral Home, the independent hometown funeral home serving Tallapoosa and surrounding counties.
If you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a truck wreck, don't let the insurance company knock you out without taking responsibility for your medical expenses, pain and suffering, and car repair. You need a fighter. I'm a former Golden Glove champion, and I will fight for you to get the money you deserve. Call Tripp and put a fighter in your corner.
Call the Walton Law Firm at 334-321-3000 or toll free at 866-321-3330. Put a fighter in your corner.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
River Region Sports Fields is a full-service athletic field company servicing the state of Alabama and the Southeast, specializing in construction, laser grading, aerification, top dressing, irrigation, and field drainage of athletic fields of any kind. River Region Sports Fields can manage the entire process of making the perfect athletic field for you. River Region Sports Fields. Give us a call, 205-617-4884, riverregionsportsfields.com.
Vice Motors in Alex City is going to finish the year strong during Chrysler's Big Finish of 2014. Score big with big-time year-end savings.
Roll Tide, War Eagle, go Wildcats!
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
ViceChryslerDodge.com.
Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Dane Sharp, attorney at law, helping injured people get the full benefit of their case. Call Dane today at 256-825-4631.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and SNS. Discount Tire, since you saw all the Sammy Coates highlights in the Bama Blitz, you can probably see the Amari Cooper highlights here in the Auburn Blitz. But,
oh, man.
But anyway, we'll just carry on over to what we were talking about here in the Auburn Blitz, talk about the Iron Bowl. I thought that, first of all, that Auburn came out and really offensively was phenomenal, except being able to close the deal in the red zone. That was the one thing that if you look back, if Auburn scores touchdowns instead of kicks field goals,
hey, and let me say this.
It's a different ballgame, I think.
I am real happy to see Nick Marshall go. I mean, look, I know Jeremy Johnson's good. I know he's good. And I know Auburn fans have their problem with Nick Marshall. I'm happy to see him go. The kid is an incredible athlete. When he was on
426 yards.
Man, he was killing it. Duke, Williams, Sammy Coates,
Yeah.
You think they go or you think they stay?
I probably think at the end of the day they go. But, you know, if Auburn can do an insurance policy thing like Georgia did with Todd Gurley, you may get one of them to stay. I don't know. Kamari, you're on Sports Blitz.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
Doing good, Kamari.
I just wanted to mention something a little bit off of the Iron Bowl topic here for a second.
Okay.
Well, first thing is for all the Jameis Winston detractors or the haters that expect him to go down in this sham of a disciplinary hearing that's going on down in Florida State. I would be more. It'd be more likely that he'll go down on Saturday when Florida State loses to Georgia Tech. Might be one of the few people that are picking Georgia Tech to beat Florida State on Saturday.
You know, it's funny, Kamari, the line for that game is only 3, and the line, I think, against Georgia was 12 or something. So, I mean, it's wild that people think Georgia Tech has a much better shot against Florida State than they did against Georgia. I know they ended up beating Georgia, but I don't know. I mean, Jameis Winston, are you a pro-Jameis guy or anti-Jameis guy?
I'm not pro or anti-Jameis. I think he's done some stupid things, and I think he needs to learn needs to be learn to be a better person. And I think sometimes he forgets he's the quarterback of the Florida State Seminoles, some of the things that he does. But I'm not, for him or against him. But I will say that when push comes to shove and it gets down to the final few minutes, he's been very clutch, and you can't take that away from him.
That's true.
I think that's an intriguing matchup Saturday with them playing Georgia Tech, and you know what? The irony behind them possibly falling in a game that they thought might not be that big of a deal in the ACC championship game would probably be pretty funny for a lot of people out there. And if they lose to Georgia Tech, they're definitely not in the top 4 anymore. And I think the circus is over for Florida State. But Kamara, we appreciate your call tonight. Okay.
All right, have a good night.
Thanks so much, and we appreciate that take. And just want to let everybody know that you and I will be signing off here in a few minutes, and we got some great things coming up to end the show. We've got both 7A coaches, Chad Anderson for Prattville, Josh Niblett for Hoover, and the interviews that we'll have on the network tomorrow night. You get a preview of those, plus we'll have Executive Director Steve Savarese of the HSA on at the end of the show. So exciting stuff coming up here after this segment.
And speaking of Prattville, how about Nick Perry for Alabama stepping his game up at 13 tackles, a huge interception.
Yeah.
That was the one big Nick Marshall mistake on the night, I thought. Throwing it against his body at a time when Alabama had regained a lot of the momentum.
Yeah.
That's when you know something bad is going to happen, and really Nick Marshall made it happen. I mean, not Nick Marshall, Nick Perry, and very happy for that kid. He played at Prattville, and he's been a winner his whole career.
And to finish up the Auburn Blitz here, sponsored by Dane Sharp Attorney at Law. Auburn will wait and see who the defensive coordinator is. A lot of speculation on who that might be. The short list: Kelly from Florida State, Manny Diaz, obviously from Louisiana Tech. Will Muschamp seems to be at the top of that list right now. Even Bill Clark's name's been muttered. Now the situation from the UAB has officially been released. Those are just a few of the names out there. Of course, Bo Pelini in the mix as well, as he was fired from Nebraska. So be interesting to see what happens with Auburn and the defensive coordinator. And to end the show, Luke, the Florida search is kind of unique. Looked like Hugh Freeze used that as some leverage to get a new contract at Ole Miss.
It worked.
It did. Now you've got a situation at Nebraska, situation at Florida, situation at Michigan. Probably a situation now at Miami with Al Golden.
No, they said he's staying.
Well, as of earlier tonight, it looked like it may have changed.
If it's changed, I mean, it may very well may happen.
It could. So
right before we went on Lake Martin or the Tuesday coaches show, or whatever we're calling it
now. I did see a tweet that said that there's a possibility after all had said he was going to be back that Al Golden may be out tonight.
Well,
so that's weird.
Jim McElwain may be the next Florida coach. I think that is a fabulous hire. Look, he's killed it at Colorado State. I think he's just a good guy. He's got some championships behind him from his days as offensive coordinator at Alabama. I think that that's a guy who can do really well at Florida. It's probably not the splashiest hire in the whole wide world, but who's out there? That's what I keep saying. If I had been in Florida,
who's Nebraska going to hire?
That's the catch. I would have gone after Jim McElwain very, very hard if I was them. But if I was Florida, I probably, and this is going to sound crazy, I would have thrown the bank at Gus Malzahn and made him say no, because that's the kind of guy that gets Florida people's juices going. Yeah. I mean, they're not so worried about defense. Let's get the offense going. But then short of that, where do you go?
That's a good point. I just don't know what's out there left. In your opinion, how many more years for Nick Saban, you think?
I'm going to say 4 max.
4 max, yeah. He looked bad in the interview. I'll be honest. Everybody talked about it. Alabama and Auburn fans said, man, he looks awful.
I think he's just, look, these things are a grind.
He's got a new hair color.
These things are a grind.
So, but anyway, that's going to do it for us. For this part of the show, we've got the 7A coaches coming up and Executive Director Steve Savarese coming up here in the next few segments. And we want you to stay tuned. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and S&S Discount Tire right after this.
Bradbury Medical Equipment serves the Lake Martin area's needs with durable medical equipment and respiratory care. Bradbury Medical Equipment is home-owned and operated, providing skilled, qualified, and professional people to set up and deliver all of their equipment. Bradbury Medical Equipment provides 24-hour service and will file all insurance claims, making claims trouble-free. Located on Airport Drive in Alexander City, Bradbury Medical Equipment, a history of neighborly care. Call them today at 256-215-8654.
Check this out, Auburn Opelika. This is Wesley Wilkerson with Hometown Lenders. That's right, Hometown Lenders. We are now located in Auburn at 311 North College Street, Auburn, Alabama. We've been voted the #1 mortgage company in the Wiregrass and the Dothan area 3 years in a row. Now we're located in Auburn, Alabama. We're here to show you every mortgage that's available to help you either save some money or make that new home purchase. We have VA, FHA, conventional, you name it, we got it. Give us a call today at 334-521-8213 or get on our website at htlontheplains.com and fill out the application. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hello, I'm Russell Building Supply.
And I'm the big box store.
Box, I don't mean to cut you short, but I've got a delivery to make.
A delivery?
Yeah, Russell delivers anywhere in the local area for free, usually on the same day, and that's on top of our low price guarantee.
Really? Free? Are you kidding me?
No, and if you prefer to pick the order up yourself, we'll load it for free.
And on the same day?
Yeah, we're really good at working on short lead times. How about you?
Yeah, I'm short.
Serving Lake Martin and Central Alabama.
Over the years, S&S Tires has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Lila's Engraving, celebrating 20 years of business in Alexander City, is proud to supply the Lake Martin area with all of its trophies, plaques, name tags, and any other engraving needs. Lila's also specializes in custom framing of any size picture or portrait. Lila's Engraving has been and continues to be a proud sponsor of Lake Martin area athletics, so go by and see or call Lila's Engraving at 256-234-6004.
With head coach Josh Niblett, Hoover High School coach. First of all, congratulations making it to another championship football game here in Auburn and the first ever Super 7 this year.
Yeah, to God be the glory, man. It's just a blessing. And great group of kids and coaches. And, you know, it's been one of those years where, you know, we kind of had our ups and downs as far as starting off 0-2. And, you know, so everybody, you know.
Panicked.
Yeah, everybody kind of freaked out. And, but, you know, sometimes you got to go through those kind of things to figure out and appreciate what you have. And, you know, we're able to get back to the basic fun and identity and get back to the culture that we've built within our program. So it's been something special this year.
Well, it's been a special time in Hoover for a while, Coach. And talk about that, the start being 0-2 and like you said, people start to wonder because you've won so much, well, what's going on? What's wrong this year? Well, the common denominator, you played two very tough teams out of state, and you look at the last time you guys lost an in-state game, you have to go back a while. It's to a Prattville team that we'll talk about here in just a minute. But starting out 0-2, talk about what that did for the chemistry of this team.
Well, I think the biggest thing is we have a culture that we've set within our program. We have a standard that we want to live by, we want to play by, whether we're in the meeting room, practice, or in the hallways of the school. So, and we didn't play up to those standards. It's somewhere we kind of lost a little bit of that. Whether, we listed all that outside stuff, because there's certain people that have put expectations on you that don't know anything about your program. There's outside people that think, oh, there's a national championship, or hey, why don't you keep the streak alive? And if you're not too careful, and you got recruiting services that tell your players how good they are. Yeah. So if you're not careful, you'll listen to all that stuff, and before long you'll start believing it. And then when you start believing it, there's a lot of times when you start believing that stuff, you kind of forget what you did to get there. So, I think it was one of those wake-up calls for us within our program. But I've been proud of how we've responded to it, and I think you got to go through some adversity to really appreciate what you got. And our kids understood that, and so did our staff, and I think so did our program.
You talked about being a little bit hungry, and sometimes when you're on top, as much as you guys have been, complacency can creep in sometimes.
Well, but that's one thing we're not going to let creep in now. I'm not going to say that we were complacent, but I think I try to do as good a job as I can with our kids to keep them hungry and keep them humble, no matter what it is. So every week we've got something that we're going to make sure we zero in on that we got to get better at.
And that's where I was going with it. Yeah. Not saying that you guys did get complacent, but saying that how do you prevent that from happening? And obviously you guys have a program that instills different things and different characteristics to keep the hunger in this program, because you guys.
If you came to practice and watched our guys love to compete against each other. So we go ones-on-ones. It's like a Friday night game. Even if we're doing a pace period or an inside drill, or it's just team third down or pass under pressure. So our kids love to compete. So you got to give them something. And I think week in and week out, I try to find a way to trigger our kids to make sure we keep them hungry, keep them competitive, give them another kind of goal or something else to shoot for. And our kids are, I guess you'd say, they're always seeking greatness, so they're always looking for new ways to take something and do it better than it's ever been done before.
Coach, being able to coach high school students, it's an honor, and it's a blessing to be able to see those guys grow and become men and what they take from the program. Talk about some of the kids on this particular team that you look to as leaders or leaders on the field for you.
Well, I think one of our team leaders is R.J. Arnold, our Mike linebacker, and just an unbelievable kid. He's a great leader by example, but he's also a kid that doesn't mind being vocal. We've got other guys on our football team. Jack Hutchinson, our quarterback, has been a guy that's played for us for a while. He's been here, he's done that. So, those guys can lean on him. And then, you got other guys that haven't played as much that have been waiting their opportunities, and now they're getting them. Alex Elam is a 3-year starter for us. And he's kind of the attitude of our team. And he's a guy that'll vocally, if he's got a guy that maybe he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's a guy he doesn't mind standing alone and say, hey, look, we got to do this way. We got to do this way. We got to pick it up a notch. And, he's been a big team leader for us. But I would say Alex and RJ are two of the biggest leaders we've got on our football team.
Coach, let's talk about the game coming up against Prattville. Ironically, the more things change, the more they really stay the same. Yeah. First time a 7A classification in this state, and lo and behold, it's Hoover and Prattville. And you look at what Prattville's done over the decade. Look at what you guys have done over the decade. You two have been the top of the highest classification in this state for a long time. Been some epic battles against you guys, them winning some, you guys winning some. Just a lot of people talked this past week about how fitting it is for Hoover and Prattville to be in this game.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, they've got unbelievable tradition. They have a culture they've set there. And, it's a blessing to get to play them. But, I mean, what better way to start off a 7A than two teams going against each other that have pretty much kind of consumed the decade.
That's right.
As far as playing each other. So, we're looking forward to it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about them. I just know they'll have a good football team. I know they're very athletic. I know they got a lot of speed. So we'll start kind of looking at some things. I think the biggest thing with the 7A game is, hey, we're in the finals now. We've got a week off, and so you got to do a great job of planning. You don't want to do too much, but you don't want to lose your edge. So, we feel very blessed and very much respect their program and what they've been able to do.
Well, Coach, in closing here, again, congratulations on making the first ever 7A championship game. And I know the history and the precedents that you guys have set at Hoover. You got business to take care of. I know you guys aren't happy with where you are now. You want to get one more win and finish this thing off. Any closing thoughts on the season and what you have coming in?
I think, it's been a blessing. And like I said, to God be the glory. I'm blessed to be where I am. Coaching the kids I get to coach. In my coaching career, I've been able to be around some great kids and some great players and some great coaches and great men. And I think if you surround yourself with good people, good things will happen to you. And you got to surround yourself with those people that have the same goals and want to reach the same heights that you reach. And I think if you do that together, it's unlimited on what you can accomplish. And these kids have been limitless, but they've also been necessary. And we talk about being necessary in our program. And what that means is when you walk into a room, is it necessary for you to be in there? And we think in this state, we want to be necessary. So, to God be the glory, man. Looking forward to playing Prattville.
Coach, congratulations on an outstanding season. Good luck to you guys in the 7A championship.
Well, thank you. And thank you for what you guys do for high school football.
Thank you, Coach.
I'm attorney Dane Sharp. If you've been injured in an auto accident, don't choose an attorney simply because they have flashy television commercials and tons of billboards. Call a local attorney who can give your case the personal attention it needs and deserves. For over 20 years, I've handled hundreds of auto accidents, and I take pride in the personal service we provide and the results we obtain for our clients. So if you've been injured, give me a call today and put our team to work for you.
CTE Small Engines has served East Alabama's lawn and power equipment needs with quality products from Echo, Husqvarna, and Kawasaki. But now, CTE has expanded to serve the entire state with full lines of Titan UTVs. CTE Small Engines is Alabama's exclusive Titan dealer with full lines of the Scoot, Sniper, Explorer, and Recon series, featuring hybrid electric and gas combo with up to an 1100cc power package. See Alabama's exclusive Titan dealer, CTE Small Engines in Opelika next to Tigertown off I-85. Or shop our full inventory at ctesmallengines.com.
Excitement awaits you on beautiful Lake Martin. Alex City Guide Service can provide you with a charter trip of a lifetime. Licensed charter guide David Hare has over 20 years of experience on Lake Martin, specializing in live bait fishing for trophy-sized saltwater striped bass, largemouth bass, and spotted bass. Call Alex City Guide Service today at 256-401-3089 or visit them online at www.alexcityguideservice.com.
Family owned and operated, Holly's Home Furnishings is the Lake Martin area's best choice for all of your furniture needs. Whether you're looking for something new for the living room, dining room, or bedroom, Holly's has something you'll love for every room in your house. Holly's has a great selection of furniture in the most popular names like Lane, Broyhill, Rowe Furniture, as well as the best names in mattresses like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic. You can even get beautiful home decor, everything your home needs, at Holly's Home Furnishings, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City. Visit their website at hollysHomeFurnishings.com.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due, it's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band, she needs a trombone. Good golly Molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm, he needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
At the Medicine Shop, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, you'll be able to count on dependable care from a knowledgeable pharmacist. The Medicine Shop is the only compounding pharmacy in the area, and we offer the shingles vaccine year-round. Bring your prescriptions by the drive-thru on Airport Drive in Alex City, or input them online at www.medicineshop.com, or call them at 256-215-8014. The Medicine Shop, caring beyond prescriptions.
Football coach of Prattville High School, Chad Anderson. Coach, first of all, congratulations on an outstanding season and making it to the first ever 7A state championship game.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, Coach, talk about this season. It's been a great year for you guys. This is your third year as the head coach at Prattville, and you can see over the last couple of years this program has grown and gotten back to where it has been this past decade. And I know you guys and your coaching staff have worked tremendously hard to get it back to this point, 11-2 on the season. Just talk about this season in general.
I mean, it's been a season of some setbacks for sure, and I think you learn from those when you lose ball games. And as a coach, you hate to say that to your kids or your coaches, that you learn from your losses, but I think our kids really did do that this year. Early on, the first loss was, had a lot of turnovers and mistakes in there, and then we had played a really good team in that in general, and you can't do that against a good football team. And then the second loss, I think, was a lot of complacency against another pretty good football team, and went into that, and I think a little too overconfident. And I think it all kind of just put our kids in check, and they really focused in on what we asked them to do, and that's the key to it all. When you're coaching kids, is when you're teaching them something, do they listen, do they take it, and do they apply it? And I think our guys did that this year.
Coach, talk about how to balance all of that stuff and the roller coaster that a season can be, because you can start listening to what other people talk about and how good you are and this, that, and the other, and then you can have a setback. And what did your players learn from that? Obviously, they learned that you go into a football game, you can't let your highs be too high or let your lows be too low.
Yeah, definitely. And, I know it's been a financial burden being on the road for 3 straight weeks, but the big plus and positive of that is it gets our kids out of the school, on these long trips, and then they can just focus on football. And something we've been doing with those guys, taking up their cell phones and media and that sort of thing, and just having a whole day where they just devote and focus to football and focus on the task at hand. I think that's been positive for us in that situation. And then, seasons, they're in a season, I don't care who you are, you're going to have those highs and lows. And I think you said it, where you don't get too high, don't get too low. And we were able to maintain that, and our kids were able to bounce back and work hard. And being in a town like Prattville, I mean, you lose a ball game, it's hard to go to the barber shop on Saturday for sure. And and our guys know that quite well. And then social media, with the prevalence of social media and how that plays into it. If you listen to those things, you're always going to find the negative really easy. And it's all out there. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are. There's somebody that, no matter how good you're doing or bad you're doing, they're going to be negative about whatever it is. And to make sure your kids don't focus on that and let it more drive them than hurt them in those situations. And our guys have done that.
Coach, talk about the first time you played Phoenix City versus the last time you played. A lot of times those rematch games, you see them coming and you're like, we got to play those guys again. But it's hard to beat the same team twice, and Phoenix City found that out. They come to your place during the season. It was a tough football game, a close football game. You guys came up on the short end of that stick, but in the playoff, when it really matters, you guys got the best of Phoenix City.
Yeah, we were very fortunate in that situation. I know they had a couple of key players out in that game, and our guys really just came in and approached it the right way. And Coach Dubose does a great job of putting his players in the right place to make plays, and I thought we did a good job of kind of looking at our mistakes from that first game and adjusting to those things. And our kids really played well, and our defense has really come on in the last couple of weeks and and done a good job against some top-rated offenses in the South as far as 7A goes. So just having that experience and getting to go back into it and correct those mistakes, no turnovers, and those type of things, I think it really helped us in that regards.
Tremendous win over Foley in the semifinals to get here to this state championship game. You take on a very common foe in Hoover. It's been Prattville and Hoover at the top of the heap over the last decade, really, in Class 6A. Now it's in Class 7A. Just talk about that opportunity to play Hoover and what Hoover and Prattville have done for the largest classification here in the state over the last decade.
I think it's a great following. You're not going to find two better football towns in the state of Alabama as far as fan support and the people that they'll bring. So I know that game will definitely be a packed game and a lot of fan support from that. And, you know, Hoover's just a top team year in and year out, and I think they've played for it all but 1 year in the last 13 or 14 years. So I think that speaks highly of the town itself. And, you know, and Coach Niblett does a good job of coaching his guys up, and I've gotten the chance to hear him a couple of times speak and just hear him as a communicator, and he definitely does a great job with that.
Coach, before I let you go, talk about some of the kids on this team that really are the leaders on this team that you rely on the field.
Yes, sir. Offensively, Keith Washington does a great job, and he has a and you know, I've been describing them as a blue-collar group, so I mean, it's really kind of a collective, but he is definitely the guy that, you know, sets the tone at practice for sure. And then the offensive line, I mean, they come to work every day and really play well together and have gelled together. And then, you know, the wide receiver core, and coming in that first year really just, you know, made the point that, hey, if you're not going to block, you're not going to be on the field. You know, wide receiver, and those guys, that's what they do, whether they're blocking or catching or whatever it may be. They work very hard at it and play through the bumps and bruises. And then we've had two really good running backs the last 2 years and with us, and they're juniors, Kingston Davis and Joseph Burke, that carry a lot of load for us. And a newcomer in Christian Mays that adds a good spark to our side of the ball on offense. And defensively, our defensive front has been strong all year long. They really fight and push through, you know, the offensive lines and give a great effort each and every ball game. And in the secondary level, Blake Baker has been a real leader for us for 3 years. And I think he, you know, as a 10th grader, he got picked on enough, you know, going through that. It's really taught him to be resilient, and he is definitely a resilient kid and works very hard. But again, it's a collective on both sides of the ball and what they do and how hard they play for each other.
Lee Marketing Group is proud to announce their recent alliance with Baker Street Advertising, based in Opelika, Alabama. Now more than ever, it's important to develop a marketing plan that creates a compelling message, deploys that message, and analyzes metrics to optimize performance. LMG Baker strengthens our mission to help businesses market to their potential. Contact Randy Lee Jr. 256-750-5951 or visit our website, leemarketing.net.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
When it comes to health care, Russell Medical Center has always been my choice. When my doctor recommended I have my procedure there, I knew it was the right decision. He knows the kind of expertise, quality, and care I've come to expect. When surgery was necessary, I knew I would be in good hands, and it felt comfortable being treated in a facility so close to home.
Russell Medical Center. Your health, your community, your hospital.
Let me tell you about Satterfields. Check out the beautiful showroom at Satterfields on Highway 280 in Alexander City. They have a great selection of outdoor grilling lines for your entertainment needs. Name brands like Big Green Egg, Lynx, Blaze, and Saber are just a few. Also, lawn equipment by Shindawa, Echo, and Husqvarna. Power tools by Makita, and a great line of Carhartt clothing. All of this in one location, Satterfields on Highway 280 in Alexander City. Stop by and visit them today. Satterfield.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair, and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions. So call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Andy Graham here with you for 30 more minutes, taking your phone calls at 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll-free or locally at 334-887-3401 on our Auburn Opelika Tourism Hotline. We'll pick up your phone calls in the final segment of today's show, but right now we're going to welcome in a very special guest, the Executive Director of the AHSAA, Steve Savarese. Coach Savarese, how are you today?
Good, Andy. How are you doing?
Doing really well. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I know you're looking forward to tomorrow, this upcoming week, in the Super 7 this year, the first time that 7 classifications will participate in the high school championships.
Well, it's been a continuous Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for, and I appreciate you asking. We got to spend it with family, but now this week we're very thankful to have all of our teams, our 14 finalists, in the championships here in Auburn. What beautiful, beautiful weather is forecast for this week, and the great host, Auburn University, cities of Auburn and Opelika. You just couldn't ask for more to be thankful for.
Well, we certainly come a long way since the days of playing a championship game in a home stadium for one of these participants in this. Now this has become really an event, for the entire state to gather. It started out there, of course, at Legion Field, now going back and forth between Auburn and Tuscaloosa. Just talk a little bit about how that all came about to move it to these 2 university sites and the cooperation, really, that has had to take place.
Well, I have to go back and first thank my predecessors, Herman Bubba Scott, Coach Scott, for starting the football playoffs, and then Dan Washburn for having the insight to bring all the classifications to one site. Now, Dan will be the first one to tell you that he brought all of them to one site because he was tired of all the complaints about playing at each individual school site because of the fact that people would try to gain an advantage. We had complaints about fields being watered, too much home cooking, and so on. So Dan came up with a great idea, bringing them all to one site, partnered with the Monday Morning Quarterback Club in Birmingham, and really established the foundation of our football championships. And then one day, my good friend Ron Anders showed up in the office with D. Mark Mitchell and John Wild, and they came over and asked us about basketball championships. And we furthered discussion and started talking about football championships. The next thing, we did is we said, look, we can't hold it in one town and not the other, Auburn or Tuscaloosa. I said, let's get everybody together and see if we can do this on a rotating basis. And the vision came to reality because of the cooperation of all the communities involved. And our goal was to allow our student athletes, coaches, and fans to experience the best facilities in the state of Alabama for our championships. And that's been our goal for all of our championships. Whether it's swimming, we host swimming in Auburn in 2 weeks, and basketball at the BJCC in Birmingham, which is our largest facility in the state. You know, it holds 17,000 people, and last year we had a crowd of 16,000. So, you know, we have all of our championships currently at are some of our finest facilities in the state, and that gives our student athletes and coaches an experience of a lifetime, and that's what we wanted to try to accomplish.
Well, there's no way to put on something like this in these communities without the help of everybody involved in that community, different sponsors, all these different things. Just talk about, what all's involved in having to put on a spectacle like this in Auburn and in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I always thank the Alabama High School Athletic Association staff. They're tireless workers, but we're only a few, and a few can't put on an event of this magnitude. So we rely on the communities of Auburn, Opelika, and Tuscaloosa to provide us the volunteers, and we have to have a catalyst in each one of those communities. And in the Auburn, Opelika area, it's been Ron Anders, D. Mark Mitchell, and John Wild. And they go, and they'll have, in the next few days, over 700 volunteers work with our teams, work at the stadium, and we couldn't do it without them. And so their selflessness provides that experience of a lifetime. And whether it's the 2 mayors from the 2 towns, there's 2 city councils from the communities, they've all bought in, and they are providing that experience of a lifetime.
Well, we talk about, a lot of high school athletes going on to the second level or going on to play college football here and there, and some of them are lucky enough to go play for Auburn and Alabama. But the majority, their high school football career ends in high school. But they have an opportunity to go to play in these big stadiums to actually play on the field where their heroes played, whether that be Auburn or Alabama. It's just like you said, it is an experience of a lifetime, is it not?
Well, the first time we did this, at the very first game, it was a school called Piedmont High School. It's north of Gadsden and Jacksonville, northeast Alabama. And they did, it was at Alabama the first year, and they did their Walk of Champions. And when the coach got off the bus and he saw all the fans lined up, he started to cry. And when his superintendent walked on to the field in Tuscaloosa, he started to cry. And then their principal started to cry. I knew we had done the right thing. And because not only the kids, we have fans on our communities have never been to these 2 stadiums. We have cheerleaders that never stepped on these fields or never will. Bands that won't ever step on these 2 fields, but now have the opportunity. So it's more than just the football teams. It's an event for the entire community. We kick off this year with the Dale County Madison Academy game. Madison Academy is on Thursday. We do. We kick off on Thursday with both. Madison Academy has shut their school system down. The Dale County system has shut their school system down. That's what it means to these communities. It's a monumental event. Plus, it's a monumental accomplishment for these kids because it's so difficult to be here. We kick off tomorrow night with Hoover and Prattville, but, those guys have been here before, but you'll see it's going to be an experience of a lifetime for them. They never take it for granted. But when we start off, when Dale County has never been here in the history of the system, it's just an experience of a lifetime for them. And we're just really thankful that the communities here allow us to do this. And Coach Malzahn, Jay Jacobs, Jeff Steele, and their staffs, they work tirelessly to give us the same experience that they would have on a Saturday in October in Jordan-Hare. And we just couldn't ask for more. We're just so grateful.
We've got Steve Savarese, the executive director of the AHSAA here, talking about the upcoming Super 7 at Jordan-Hare Stadium just tomorrow, beginning with the 7A championship. Coach Savarese, can you kind of give us the schedule upcoming for the next couple of days, and maybe any information on tickets and how people can get where they can get those?
Sure. Well, one of our most exciting parts of this Super 7 event, it's almost a Super 8 event now, because we have partnered with Special Olympics, and we have 2 school systems in our state, one Hewitt-Trussville, the other one of Lawrence County, that will be participating in our first touch football unified games, which is the intellectually disabled child and the child without a disability working to go together collaboratively in a touch football game. And so we're very proud to start that game with Special Olympics, and we've partnered with them, and that will be our first contest at 3:30 tomorrow. And then at 7 o'clock, it's Hoover Prattville 7A. And then we play the classes 3, 1, and 5 on Thursday, and 4, 2, and 6 on Friday. And, it's a normal schedule for Thursday and Friday. Tickets are available online or at the gate. If you purchase your tickets online, they're $12. Schools have been selling them. They have discounted packages they can sell. But those tickets are available online, and you can go to ahsaa.com, super7.com, either one of those sites to purchase your tickets.
Yeah, definitely. No matter if your team, your high school is in this or not, it is an event for everybody, and no matter whether you have a fighting stake in it or not, it's just great high school football that you can go watch, and it's just a tremendous thing. Coach Abbott, before we let you go, talk a little bit about your job. Kind of it continues on after this. You'll have the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game there at Crampton Bowl following this. Just talk a little bit about that event.
Sure. I do want to say one more thing. We're very thankful to one of our corporate partners, TNT Fireworks. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights after the final games, they will have a fireworks display there. And so we encourage fans to come out to watch the fireworks after the last game. There'll be plenty of fireworks on the field. But now we have a really nice fireworks demonstration after every game, each one of the night games. So we encourage fans to come out for the fireworks. And next week, you've said it absolutely correct. We leave here on Friday night, or we'll leave Saturday morning, go back to start Sunday with the Alabama team coming in, getting ready for the Alabama-Mississippi game next Saturday at noon in Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. And that's a very, very big event for us. It pits the best players from the state of Alabama versus Mississippi. And you just can't go through the great players of our state without most of them playing in our game every single year. All the great players. I remember when I coached and we had Cadillac on the team. He was one of the most impressive young men that I've been around. One of my favorites. The next year I coached was another really great Auburn player, Tommy Jackson. And Tommy Jackson is one of our speakers this year for Alabama-Mississippi game. And Tommy was a captain the year I was the head coach of the game. And he's just a great young man. And all the great players that we've had that have participated in the Alabama-Mississippi game that have played high school football in our state, it's just such an exciting time for us.
Steve Savarese, Executive Director of the AHSAA, we really appreciate you joining us here on Sports Call this afternoon. Wish you all the best in the upcoming week or upcoming weeks, and happy holidays as well.
Well, thank you, same to you, Andy, and we thank you for covering our events. Thank you for being part of it, and mostly to all the support staff here in Auburn and all the fans that will come out to our game. We just say thank you, and we wish everyone a very, very happy holiday season.
Thank you so much. More Sports Call on the way right after this.
Check this out, Auburn Opelika. This is Wesley Wilkerson with Hometown Lenders. That's right, Hometown Lenders. We are now located in Auburn at 311 North College Street, Auburn, Alabama. We've been voted the #1 mortgage company in the Wiregrass and the Dothan area 3 years in a row. Now we're located in Auburn, Alabama. We're here to show you every mortgage that's available to help you either save some money or make that new home purchase. We have VA, FHA, conventional, you name it, we got it. Give us a call today at 334-521-8213 or get on our website at htlontheplains.com and fill out the application. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hello? Yeah, man, I just picked some up. Wait a second. I think I see some cheaper ice. Hold on one moment. What's going on here?
Man, just get my ice at Twice Ice like I always do.
Well, look what I paid almost $3 for.
Man, you can get a 16-pound bag of ice or fill up your cooler with 20 pounds for $1.50. This is the only place to come. Just pull up to one of our convenient locations in Alex City, Dadeville, Sylacauga, or Childersburg and fill up your cooler. Lowest price, convenience. That's what you get with Twice the Ice.
Auburn Urgent Care, located on South College in Auburn and on Enterprise Drive in Opelika near Tigertown, offers convenient solutions to your health care and occupational medicine needs. We offer workman's compensation injury care, and we have a certified DOT medical examiner on staff. It's not about speed, it's about the quality of care. We're open 7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends in Auburn, and 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday in Opelika. Walk-ins are welcome. Auburn Urgent Care. 334-821-3221 in Auburn or 334-749-9191 in Opelika. Visit us online at auburnurgentcare.com. Proud of our past, confident in our future. And for your primary health care needs, visit Family Health Clinic at 1456 Opelika Road in Auburn. 334-826-8951. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due. It's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band. She needs a trombone. Good golly Molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm. He needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
Tallapoosa Ford on Highway 280 in Alex City has delivered new Fords for 35 years. Need fuel efficiency with style? See the best selection of 13 Ford Fusions delivering 38 MPG in a new stylish package. Check out the Hybrid C Max crossover now on the lot, offering roomy comfort with an amazing 47 MPG, rating highway and city.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to welcome you to our dealership and experience our low-pressure sales. With non-commissioned salespeople, our sales force is here to serve you.
Visit Tallapoosa Ford, Highway 280, Alex City. If we don't have it, we'll get it, guaranteed.